I felt for DDP on Saturday. I felt for him because I felt as though I understood him and the spot that he found himself in, which was a very good case of be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. And Adesanya jumped in the ring, right? Adesanya's got a job to do. Adesanya has a job, which is to make you, the public, as interested in his next fight as he possibly can. That is a job that almost no fighter under contract understands that they have, but he does understand it, and it's a game he is willing to play. And he got in the ring and he used very strong language to make his point, but he was very serious, and it was in his eyes and it was in his face, and he meant it, and it was real. And it was powerful, and he let us, the audience, in on it. It was great. It was a very great spot, but there was a look in du Plessis' eyes. There was a look where DDP, who has now got what he wanted, he wanted to fight for the championship. He wanted to fight on a main card. 7 months ago, he was campaigning just to be on TV. Just so you understand, okay? You have the guy that's already made it. You got the guy already got the belt. He's already solidified in the sport. He'll be in the video game. His merchandise will sell. He'll be in the Hall of Fame someday. He'll be remembered. He'll be a commentator on the desk if that's what he chooses to be. You have a guy that's done it. And by the way, he's rich. Okay? But now you have du Plessis, who's just trying to get on the docket with him. And to get on the docket with him, I got to beat a whole bunch of other guys, and I've got to pretend that I think that you are one of the guys that I can also beat, whether I really feel that or not. And maybe he does, but I'm sharing with you. Whether he really feels that or not, du Plessis must convince the world just to get the contract that he does believe it. And if he can get the contract, then he, who is not rich, who has not made it, who is not guaranteed to be in the Hall of Fame, who is not the champion of the world, can finally have his opportunity. And that was all he was trying to get. And he's found himself in a situation of being face to face in a very tension-ridden situation that now involves race. One of the hardest and toughest situations to navigate for anybody. And it wasn't what he asked for. And he was surprised when he found himself there, and it was a very hard response. And it was also, we were witnessing DDP realizing for the first time, this guy doesn't get it. This guy is actually mad. This guy is actually offended. This guy doesn't understand. I'm not in that spot. I'm just trying to get the match. And I just understood it. I just understood it on a different level, where what people were willing to say, or where people were willing to go with that, or where they were trying to pull du Plessis or pull some of du Plessis' comments, and they simply weren't true for a number of things that du Plessis said that he most certainly did not say. And he did make it about nationality. That's true. And you will find the African comments. That's true. But he didn't make it about race. That is not true. And that's not fair. And you had a guy that's looking around going, wait a minute. Don't give all the credit to this guy for making this fight. Okay? I did my part too. This guy's is being understood different. Mine is being misunderstood. I'm just trying to get the fight. And now he's got it. And I don't know where they will go moving forward, but I don't believe they're going to stay where they are now, because I don't think that the media can get behind it. I mean, when Izzy got in the ring and he began to use the N-word, I lost track at 3, and I lost track at 3 because every time I was surprised, and it was more than 3. I stopped at 3. And it made the media very uncomfortable. Now, something happened there. Something powerful happened there. But how do you acknowledge it? And how do you talk about it? And how do you break it down? How do you quote it? Do you see the very hard spot that the media finds itself? And I'm not positive moving forward, right? There's a way that you pick a fight. There's a way that you get a fight. There's a different way that you promote a fight. Not very many guys understand that concept, but it is out there, and these two do. And I'm not convinced moving forward that they're going to promote the fight the way that they picked the fight. But it's an interesting conversation, and even if it makes people uncomfortable, and we went to the press conference, and John Morgan, God bless him, he hit it. He stood right up and took it on. He stood right up, question number one, and he addressed it. And it was tough. An interesting spot we're in. And Plessis did not mean to make the biggest fight in history. He did not mean to make the biggest fight of 2023. He did not mean to make the biggest fight of Israel Adesanya's illustrious career. He didn't mean to do any of those things. 7 months ago, he was trying to get on television. Saturday night, he was trying to become a number one contender potentially. But this ball got away from him. And when it had that face off, I understood. I understood where he found himself. And what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? You going to back down from the monster that you created? No, he's not going to back down. He's going to go with it. And we're going to sit back and we're going to see what happens.